Today is day 25 of the Karen Read trial. I'm going to give you part 2 of my daily recap. We have Dr. Marie Russell still on the stand, and she's being questioned by defense attorney Alessi, and she's kind of just gone over her experience. If you missed part 1, go back and watch that. Right now, she's also been talking about specifically John O'Keefe's wounds. Did you see a picture of the wound? Did you come to an opinion on these wounds based on your experience? She says yes, and they don't get into that yet, but he wants to know, what did you do to avoid confirmation bias? This was a big deal with Dr. Welcher, saying that he arrived at his conclusion early and then was trying to fit in the Commonwealth's theory. And what she says is that she looked at photos from the hospital, the medical examiner's office report, the autopsy report, the medical records, and the Mass State Police reports. I did say the photos. Okay, good. She also looked over the clothing photos, and she said specifically the long sleeve hoodie. I'll show you the pictures that they brought up. This is John O'Keefe's hoodie, where the team marked here all of the bite wounds. And I didn't get a good screenshot of the front, but she says that they were inflicted by teeth and claws of a dog. He wants to know how she came to that opinion. She says that there are multiple groupings of wounds. They also show the picture of John O'Keefe's arm from the autopsy and from the hospital. I'm not going to put that up here because my video will probably get taken down. But she explains with the laser pointer exactly where the grouping is, and it was a really good, thorough explanation. They go to lunch, and then when they come back, she's asked if what she observes is consistent or inconsistent with a motor vehicle collision. She's been in the emergency room. She's seen all kinds of emergency room accidents. She says it's inconsistent. She reviewed Dr. Welcher's report, and in his report, he had a example. I think it was someone in LA. And they show the picture in the courtroom of this person. It's a decedent. It was an auto versus pedestrian accident. And Alessi wants to know, are you able to discern any injuries to this person's limbs in the photos? And she goes over the injuries. You can really only see from the waist up of the photo. But she explains all of the injuries to the arms basically. And this is nothing like what you would see in the John O'Keefe picture. So that was really interesting. She says that she doesn't need to observe the dog to know what these injuries came from, if they did come from a dog. She says that's not important to determine, and that's not essential to the care of the patient. She references 2 articles that she used in studies of this case. They're marked for ID, and then I think they're marked for evidence. The jury will get to read those if they want, but they are 2 things that supported her, 2 articles that supported her conclusions in this case too. Brennan is doing the cross exam, and I didn't really take a ton of notes, but overall he comes out very polite and very likable, and he's very respectful to Dr. Russell. She has all kinds of experience. He seems very respectful, and then he's not getting the answers that he wants from her towards the end, so I think he does get a little bit frustrated. Basically, he wants to know, why did you get involved with this case? Was it for money? Was it for clout? What was it for? And she ends up saying, she's a retired emergency room doctor. She has more time to work in forensics and testifying trials, and so she's trying to build up her resume with that. Since the first trial, she has, I guess, been posting on a listing site saying that she's available to do those kinds of things. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. This is the first trial that she has testified in, and it's not only about dog bites or for things that she wants to testify about. She says that's actually there's not a big market for it, but she is really interested in dog bites, and she just has a ton of experience seeing it, especially canine dog bites that are trained, police dogs is what I'm going for. She says that she truly just thought she could provide an opinion that was just going to help determine yes or no this was a dog bite, and the whole thing would kind of go away. So he wants to know, you don't have experience in an effort of pattern recognition analysis of dog wound bites. And she kind of looks at him and is just okay. But she clearly, you could tell by that answer, she thinks that she does. He wants to know if you're the only forensic pathologist to give an opinion on a dog bite wound. She says she has a unique experience based on the number of cases she's been on, and her 2 medical residencies. So she has a ton of experience. She's a physician. He's like, are you more qualified than a veterinarian? Are you more qualified than a dog trainer? And it really comes down to the fact that like she's also seen all of these things in the emergency room that would support her findings. He goes into a line of questioning where he's asking if her opinions on this case have changed since she began testifying the 2 or 3 times she did last year. And she is really taken aback by this. She thinks that everything that Irini Scorbello in her medical autopsy report, she agrees with. She's like, the depth of these wounds, and I guess Scorbello didn't call them puncture wounds or something. She said they didn't have any depth to them. She's like, I kind of do agree with them. They are more agree with that. They are more superficial. They end up getting dismissed from court abruptly after Alessi asked for a sidebar. So they're going to come back tomorrow. They have a full day of court tomorrow. Dr. Russell will be back. It will be interesting to see how Brennan tiptoes a little bit around with her. But I'm interested to see who they call after her and where they're going to go, because I thought the defense had said that their case was going to take about a week and a half, and they just started on Friday. So I'm wondering if we'll get through a bunch of people this week, or they're just going to have like a solid 10 to 12 witnesses and that will be it. So that's all.